Start off your afternoons with Ashton and CeeLo, as they calm your nerves and shine a light into your life. This is the afternoon show with Ashton and CeeLo.
Thanks for tuning in here to the afternoon show. Today, Ashton and I will be talking about equality. We'll be addressing some of the recent issues, including sports athletes protesting and kneeling during the anthem. That, plus some uplifting prank calls and a song spotlight by Ashton right here on the afternoon show. First, enjoy this song, Make a Change by Nako and Medicine for the People.
If I make it out alive, I will make a change. If I make it out alive, I will make a change.
I need a change, it's evident. Our transformation imminent. A chance for my soul's intelligence to redefine line of indifference. I bypass this paper with that well scratch pad. I was looking at my poetry for the reasons I had never stopped and let someone else take the wheel. Now I'm in the backseat like what the fuck is real. Got to bury the hatchet, bones no casket. The dead don't dance to a liar's message. So restless, cross it off my checklist. Poetic warfare up there with horsehair. He's reckless, acts like he's got a death wish. True, you good, chicken the trickster. Laws of nature, loyal creatures. Son of the most high, willing to wage in my plan. And I'ma stick to it. I'ma ultimately liberate my consciousness. I want to change. I will make a change.
If I make it out alive, you come out on the other side. If the sacrifice I owe is the reason that I die, and I know this too shall pass, so I put it in the past. And of all the things I feared, it isn't now and it isn't here. I'll make a change.
I will make a change. And it comes at a cost. Well, that's obvious. My list of distractions is infinite. My delusion to grandeur all equipped with dark doors, back doors, to some wizard shit. Well, I did not know they were gonna choose me, and I ought to take myself more seriously. Cause what comes through me will ain't no trick. And I know that all of us are born with different gifts. So let yourself from top to take a couple steps back. On an abstract, I take up from beneath the cracks. I didn't come here to drone out and drag my feet. Standing quicksand with hands that accept defeat. Got work to do, let me get back at it. The clock is ticking, I can hear you through the static now. I'm not being dramatic, enemies don't sleep. In fact, some are human and that's hard to believe. Cause I'm such a visual person, my third eye don't lie. He's a wise guy inside, even fooled himself twice. Thinking maybe I'm not ready to be leading the way. I mean, fuck, I'm only human, but I make some mistakes. An earthquake took place within my lifetime of fear. I use it to show past, the beginning is near. I want to change. I will make a change.
If I make it out alive, you come out on the other side. If the sacrifice I owe is the reason that I die, and I know this too shall pass, so I put it in the past. And of all the things I fear, it isn't now and it isn't here. I'll make a change.
I will make a change. I wanna walk in righteousness, but I keep tripping over ditches of my selfishness. Wanna pacifist to a pacifist, I keep beating my bush into the facing it. So I'm facing it, some gladiator shit. Yeah, I'm ripping up the rhythm, I'm heating it. But it's non-stop knocks from the mountain tops to the city block, to the tank stop and block. Nothing but the got shot dead on the sidewalk. Ray of cops doing inside jobs, and I'm shit. So my hands are stretched out to the sky. Got some arms in my left and a gun in my right. My eyes are crossed over bulletproof rock, cause I know I didn't come to make it out alive. And I thrive in the midst of a battle. Front line, you can see me in the struggle. These are the songs of a walk towards revival. Even brave men can put in their rifles. I got my own ears and I'ma follow them. You can buy me kicking back inside the lion's den. I'm making friends and I'm in with some evil men. Gonna bring them and inject them with the medicine. I'ma do no harm, but I'ma take no shit. And I'ma build a bridge out in the emptiness. Then potentially, what I'ma live to be the hardest working bear in the fucking industry, yeah. I will make a change. I will make a change. I will make a change.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, Ashton. It's good to have you back with us.
Here.
Sweet. So the issue of inequality is it's a big issue that's been around for a very, very long time, but just recently it started making its way into the mainstream consciousness, and especially in sports. For example, Colin Kaepernick, he started kneeling during the national anthem in the NFL at the beginning of 2016 as a way of protesting racial inequality and specifically police brutality. He wanted to bring attention to an issue that was not being addressed properly, and since then it has grown and become a huge topic of discussion, not just for people in sports, but for the whole nation. So, Ashton, why do you think that this issue of inequality is just now becoming a major topic in sports and in the mainstream?
Yeah, I was almost shunned upon to talk about in the past. And I mean, I'm just so proud of Colin for bringing it to the surface. And I know his career has like seriously suffered. But it's cool to see so many other players stand behind him. And, you know, I think it just takes so much courage. And like when you're completely shunned like that on a professional level, and to still continue to push. And I'm so proud of him, and he's my favorite NFL player.
Yeah, so for those that don't know who Colin is, he was in NFL for the 49ers last year, but since his protest, he's literally been blackballed, and no team has signed him, no team has really brought him in for anything like that. So he did take a lot of heat for doing what he did, and he, like you said, he's very brave for what he did. But a lot of people, when they think about Colin Kaepernick and the fact that he was kneeling for the anthem, they believe that maybe he's disrespecting the flag or disrespecting the military. Is that something that you agree with? Do you think he's disrespecting the flag?
You know, I think in the end, he's like a true patriot, because if we as like citizens of the United States, if we don't bring up the, you know, especially the police brutality, people like, you know, the police and the government are like literally murdering people and no one's doing anything about it. And until we, you know, it's like he's a patriot because this is our country and we can't just sit down and have it taken away from us by the police and government. So, you know, to say that he's anti-American, I think is completely distorted, because, you know, the true patriots want to like see everyone treated equally, just like we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say that for anybody who thinks he's disrespecting the flag, to kind of take a step back and maybe do a little bit more research into this topic, because what I found was very interesting in how the flag can be disrespected and really is being disrespected by a lot of people who don't really realize it. So I think that some of the people who are saying he's disrespecting the flag, I think some of them may be doing that. So when I did some research, I found this, it's a United States code. This is off of the American Legion website. And in Title 4 of the code for the flag, it says in Chapter 1, Section 8, the flag should never be used as wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery. So with this in mind, there are tons of people who are wearing the flag as T-shirts, as swimming trunks, as handkerchiefs, or whatever. And I don't think they realize that in this code for the flag, it literally says that's disrespectful to wear the flag. So with that in mind, I think people need to kind of take a step back and look and see, am I disrespecting the flag? Is he disrespecting the flag? Personally, I think it's everybody's right to protest. It's our right to, say something's not right about this country and do something about it. And I think that's what Colin Kaepernick is doing.
No, I think that's probably one of the bigger issues of the whole situation, is that, you know, we have this right to protest, and even just me and you and our generation trying to protest with Occupy Wall Street and all the other things we've done. Like, there's been so much police brutality for us just peacefully protesting and like bringing up conversational points, and then we get locked in cages and beaten up. So like, if that's the situation, then I mean, it doesn't exactly make me like proud to be an American, and it makes me want to take back my country, and keep protesting and keep standing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's good that it's getting into the mainstream and people are talking about it and everybody's discussing it. I think that's great. But one thing that I checked out while I was doing this, preparing this episode, is that there are some people who are protesting the racial inequality, but are somehow missing out on other equality, like a gender equality. And I think that's very interesting. So just recently, Cam Newton, who is a quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, in response to a question by a female reporter, said that it's funny hearing a woman talk about receivers running routes. So if you're not sure what that means, Cam, this quarterback, is basically saying it's funny to hear a woman talk about football. Now, do you think this is a misogynistic statement for Cam to say?
Definitely relatively. There's like this, even more, I think the gender inequality is huge. Like, women have been suppressed for thousands of years. And if you look at all the leaders of the world, it's mainly men. Most of the people who are terrorists, mainly men. Not to say there's anything wrong with men, but there's this like superiority complex that's been around since forever, and we have this like oh, women can't do manly things, or we have these gender roles that we play into and reinforce, but they're all in a sense an illusion, and we're all just humans. So I think that's pretty ridiculous for him to say. For sure. I mean, even at my high school, I had girls on the varsity team. It was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. But maybe he didn't realize, he may not have realized that what he was saying came off as misogynistic. But now that it's pretty big in the news right now, as we're talking, he's kind of taking a minute to reflect on what he said, and I think it's pretty cool that equality is getting such a big spotlight in the news and everywhere, and
I love that.
Yeah, and it all started. I want to say it all started, but it definitely became a big thing when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, and so very interesting topic, I think, here, and one that everybody needs to have a little discussion on. If you agree, if you don't, let us know in the comments, and we would love to hear what you all have to say.
Man, yeah, I love Cam Newton. It's not really his fault, I would say, too. Like, it's sexism, racism, I really believe is something that's learned. And if you just look around our culture, like, little boys and men are trained to, like, think that girls, don't understand manly things and, can never change their own oil or whatever it is, or play football. But, that's not necessarily something that is Cam's fault. And it's like, it goes back to media and education and our families and the neighborhoods we grew up in. And like, everywhere you look, there's this gender inequality across the world, and I think it's easy to blame people for sure. And, I don't want to let Cam off the hook, but it's like, we have to look at our culture too. Like, why are people this way? Right.
Definitely. That is a great point. Nobody's born hateful. Hate is learned through environment. So that is a great point. I think something that needs to be addressed. And I'm really grateful that we're able to have this show and have this platform to talk about this issue.
Yeah. Bringing the light.
Definitely. Well, I think this will be a good time now to get into the song Spotlight, Ashton. So I'll let you go ahead and take that away.
Today's song, Spotlight, is by our good friend iTom Lab, and this is his song, Oh My God.
New space is the only way that new realities can be created.
Well, space is a very tenuous word. Doesn't mean outer space or doesn't mean inner space.
All right, what a great song. Thank you, Ashton, for bringing that to all of our attention.
Oh, yeah.
So, before we get into our final segment for today, which is the uplifting prank calls, did you have any final words about today's topic or anything in general?
I think, the more we're mindful about how we treat people that are different than us, and the more we use discernment with what's happening in the media, and remember to reflect back on yourself to see how you would feel in that situation if you were, Colin or whatever, and just keep spreading the love. Like, the world obviously needs us to come together with all the tragedies happening in the world. So there's no better time than now than to spread it.
Indeed, I totally agree with that. So let's get into the final segment for today, which is the uplifting prank calls, one of our favorite segments. So here it is, the uplifting prank calls.
Uplifting prank calls.
Hi, I just wanted to call and tell you that you're such a wonderful person and that you're loved and supported by the universe. And even if you don't feel like it on some days, just know that you're supported. And I just wanted to call and tell you have a great day.
Who are you? Who is calling? Thank you.
I am you, and I'm thankful for us.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good morning, Frostburg. May I help you?
Hi there. I am calling on behalf of Uplift Me. We are a service that people hire to deliver uplifting messages by phone. Someone paid us to call and deliver a message to you. Would you like to hear it?
Can you tell me who it's from?
I am not allowed to. It's my job to not tell anybody. It's just an interesting service that we do, but we send uplifting messages. It's a really positive one if you'd like to hear it.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
Great. It's a quote by Mario Fernandez, and he said that, "Rise above the storm, and you will find the sunshine."
Okay.
Well, that's it for us. That's the message that we have. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you so much for accepting the call.
Uplifting prank calls.
All right, there it is. The uplifting prank calls, something that we love doing. I think it's great.
The best.
Okay, so we're coming here to the end of the episode, and I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you have any questions, if you have any topics that you would like us to address, you can email us at projectbringmetolife@gmail.com, or just comment wherever you're listening, on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, wherever you are. Just comment and we'll find it. Any last words, Ashton?
Thanks for having me on again, and just want to tell everyone to have a magical, magical day.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get into this final song, and it is "We've Been in Exile" by Ian Morris.